14 minutes. That's how long the biggest football match in Africa stopped. Players were gone, fans were climbing barriers, security was failing, and one decision had pushed an entire continent to the edge. But that night in Rabat didn't begin with chaos, it began with hope. See, AFCON 2025 was supposed to be different. Better stadiums, better pitches, better organization. Morocco opened its doors to Africa with confidence, ambition, and quite expectation. Morocco came in as the overwhelming favourite of the tournament, not just because they were the host nation, but because Morocco hadn't won the AFCON in over 50 years. This was their moment. Across the continent, teams arrived hungry, some chasing legacy, some chasing redemption, some just happy to be there. Others couldn't make it, and for weeks, African footballers delivered. Underdogs refused to bow. Giants bled. Fans filled the stands. Comoros fought like they had nothing to lose. Sudan reminded the world that football can still mean survival. Nigeria battled pressure and politics. Egypt searched again for one trophy Mohamed Salah couldn't touch. On the surface, AFCON 2025 was electric. The whole world watched. Subscribe. But beneath the goals and celebration, something darker was forming. Complaints started to trickle in. A training ground too far from the hotel, security concerns after travel, refereeing decisions that felt questionable, disproportionate ticket sales, nothing explosive, nothing headline-worthy yet. By the knockout round, jokes of African juju carrying a racial undertone started to surface. Towels started to vanish. Some teams felt the decision leaned one way, others felt like the hosts were being protected. CAF said little. Investigations opened quietly. The tournament pushed forward, and every road led to Rabat. The final, Morocco versus Senegal, the underdogs versus African most battle-hardened champions. 2 lions, 1 title, 90 minutes for everything. The game was tight, physical, unforgiving. Neither side blinked. At the 90th minute, Senegal found the back of the net. The ball crossed the line. Celebration erupted. Senegal thought they had won it. Then the whistle. Goal disallowed. The foul looked soft. The reactions were volcanic. Players swarmed the referee. The bench exploded. The crowd felt it. The game resumed. Moments later, the whistle went off again. This time, it was a foul for Morocco. Inside the penalty box. Penalty. This is where things start to get interesting and frustrating for the Senegalese players. It seemed like the only reason why the referee considered the foul was because Ibrahim Diaz, the Moroccan forward, put pressure on him. All of a sudden, he decided to go check the VR and awarded the penalty. It was at this moment that trust collapsed. For Senegal, this wasn't one decision. It was a weight of weeks, whispers of suspicion, feelings unheard. Their coach, Papa Tau, made a choice that would define AFCON 2025 forever. He ordered his players off the pitch. The final stopped, fans surged, objects flew, advertisement boards shook, security hesitated, police arrived late. For 14 minutes, Africa's biggest football hovered on the edge of collapse, and then one man refused to let it end that way. Sadio Mane stayed, he pleaded, he ran to the tunnel, he demanded his teammates return. Eventually, they listened. But the damage was done. Ibrahim Diaz stepped up to take the penalty. Mendes braced. It was at this point that the towel saga went into overdrive. Towels are a common sight around the goalpost because the goalkeeper used to wipe their faces and, more importantly, keep their gloves dry to reduce slippage, especially in rainy conditions like we saw throughout the tournament. Now, according to the Moroccans, these goalkeepers were using these towels to perform juju or dark magic. So, they kept taking them away. The biggest victim of this situation was the Nigerian goalkeeper, Nwabali, during the semi-finals between Morocco and Nigeria. Nwabali had to constantly go get fresh towels, and as soon as he dropped it, they would simply take it away. This unfortunately spilled into the finals and resulted in the ugly footages we saw of Moroccans fighting over towel. Players, ball boys, match officials were all knowingly or unknowingly complicit in this situation. In this video, we can see both match officials and ball boys chasing Ivan Diop, the Senegalese assistant goalkeeper, up and down the pitch, trying to snatch his towels. It was so bad that it turned into a physical altercation with him, dragging and manhandling him while the match went on. The penalty was finally taken. Ibrahim Diaz stepped forward. A nation waited. Breaths bated. He chipped the ball. A Panenka? Edward Mendes caught it. In that instant, everything flipped. Momentum shifted. Violent. Extra time followed. Then the strike. Papa boy. One goal, one moment, one champion. The stadium fell silent. The Lions of Teranga had struck straight at the heart of the Moroccan dream. A few moments later, the whistle went. The match was over. Senegal won, and the tears flowed free. Both tears of joy and tears of sorrow. The only thing more crushing about this defeat is the weight with which history will remember it with. After the match, the drama continued. Condemned, unacceptable behavior, FIFA followed. Morocco prepared legal action. Senegal faced disciplinary scrutiny. Behind closed doors, lawyers opened files. This wasn't emotions anymore. This was governance. VAR protocols, walk-off regulations, security obligations, coach conduct, fans control. Every decision would now be dissected, not by fans, but by court. And the biggest question hung in the air: how did African football let this happen? The uncomfortable truth is, AFCON doesn't just struggle with refereeing, it struggles with trust. Trust in officials, trust in organizers, trust in CAF itself. When trust disappears, every whistle feels political, every decision feels biased, every error becomes explosive, and football cannot survive that. So what must change before the next AFCON? First, transparency. VAR decisions cannot feel like ambushes. Communications must be clearer. Accountability must be visible. Second, security must be absolute. No team should feel unsafe. No final should rely on late intervention. Third, CAF must act early, not just after disaster. Quarterfinals controversy cannot be allowed to snowball into final chaos. And finally, African football must choose maturity over martyrdom. Walking off might feel powerful, but it risks everything. AFCON is the hardest tournament in the world. Players say it, coaches know it, and fans feel it. But difficulty must not become dysfunction, because AFCON is coming back. More competitive, more intense, more watched than ever. The talent will be there, the passion will be there. The only question left is, will the system finally be ready? Or are we headed towards another night where football disappears and chaos takes over? African football stands at a crossroad, and the next AFCON will decide which path it takes. Congratulations, Senegal. Well deserved. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this episode, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Imaginations out.